Yes, my people, we are live. And, well, we welcome Fabio Vieira to the Arsenal, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and Porto themselves, yet to be confirmed by the Arsenal. But we're going to talk about this deal, and we got a brand new guest for you coming up. So bear with me, intro, and we'll get straight into it. Yes, so Arsenal seems to be making some moves in this window. It's only been open for a week, and we're still seeing people complain on Twitter, but that's just our fan base. They do that. But today we have a full debutant joining us this afternoon in Mr. DJ Damos. How are you, sir? It's great to have you part of the team.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. No, I'm good. How's things on your side?
Yeah, not too bad. Just enjoying the sunshine. You know, we've got to do it.
That's nice. Can't complain.
No, exactly. But please, can you introduce yourself? Tell us about you.
Bit about myself. So yeah, go under the name Damos. I actually started off doing a lot of editing for the Pro Evo games and FIFA and stuff like that. So I know a few people doing that. But I've been an Arsenal fan since I was little. My brother Brendan, he was the Arsenal fan. He kind of brainwashed me into it. But you know, when you're younger, you just kind of getting into it. And I think at the time, Ian Wright. Actually, no, before Ian Wright, it was Rocastle and all them lot, and I thought, yeah, they're nice. And then when Wright came on the scene, that's when I fully got into it. And I thought, yeah, I like that kind of play, and I like this team. So that's kind of my story with the Arsenal journey, and I've just followed them since. But yeah, no, it's good to be part of this. You know, there's so much to say being an Arsenal fan. So yeah,
it is. There's always something to talk about when it comes to the Arsenal, for sure, especially these days. Long gone are those good old glory days. You talk about Ian Wright. Obviously, I was born in the mid '80s, so it was like Ian Wright, Tony Adams, all them for me himself. So I know exactly where you're coming from. Just a quick look at the comments because we've got a birthday. The Armoury's very own James is celebrating his birthday today. So happy birthday! Yeah, great news. Great news for your birthday. Looks like a positive sign, and we're going to talk about that right now. So Fabio Vieira, we believe that's how we're going to pronounce his name.
Until otherwise,
spelled the same. So you know, at least he knows he's already got a song made for him. Instead of Senegal, it's Portugal. So, well, you know, how are you taking this? This side?
Okay.
Do you know much about the player, or
I saw his name come up a couple of times.
Sorry,
no, I saw his name come up a couple of times in video games, and then that was it. And then I heard we were on the radar to get him, and I had a look at his video. I mean, yeah, it looks nice. It's hard to judge a player on their profile video, but what I did see, the goals he scores, or the goals I saw him score, they're the kind of ones that not scraps, but you have to have quick feet and then just get it in. They're not necessarily pretty, but when he's around the box, he's like, I'm stabbing the ball in the goal, and that's what he's been doing. That can work for us, but what I did see is he seems to cross the ball quite well. Again, that's just a highlights reel. He could be one of those guys that flunks like 5 crosses and gets 1 in. Do you know what I mean? I don't know the ratios, but from the video, his crosses look good. If we do have an attacking goal threat, maybe he could be another provider, just to give us options on those kind of wing positions. Do you know what I mean? You can't just have 1 or 2 players like Saka or Martinelli. You need 3 or 4, and then it'll keep teams guessing, and they don't know which. Do you know what I mean? Which way to turn. I think that was a problem last year where teams were sussing out Saka's movements. If you had an extra option or extra 2 options, yeah, it'll keep them guessing.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I don't know too much. I don't watch a lot of Portuguese football, must admit. I've seen a lot of comparisons to Bernardo Silva. I think that's a bit too early at this stage of career to do that. But I've looked at his characteristics on who scored, and they're telling me, you know, he's very strong at holding the ball, key passes, and taking set pieces. There is his strongest areas. He's also strong at passing, through balls, dribbling, and his defensive contribution as well, which I think is quite important as well for an attacking player. And they go on to say that his style of play is he gets fouled often, likes to shoot from distance, plays the ball off the ground often, and likes to do layoffs. So you look at those, and if that is the case, I mean that's a nice looking profile to me.
That is. I'm just looking. It says he's 5'7" or 5'5". I hope they're both not true, but yeah, he's a small, quick player. I'm assuming, but no, they are. Yeah, another one. So, yeah, no, he sounds all right. But again, it's too early to kind of tell how he will impact the team. But look, any addition's kind of good at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, his goal involvement records is quite makes for nice reading. You know, he hasn't started many games, but he scored 6 and assisted 14 goals. And again, that's easy on the eye just to look at those numbers.
Yeah, no, that's positive. It's positive. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, if we do get, you know, there's a couple other players on the radar. If we do get a couple of them, then it'll be interesting to see how everyone can link together. I mean, have you thought about? I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about what Gabriel, this whole story with him. We're going to go into that in a minute, but yeah,
we'll go on to that in a minute. We'll go on to that in a minute.
We'll go on to that in a minute. But if we did have him, it'd be interesting to see how all these players can link up.
Both speak Portuguese as well, so
yeah.
And yeah, we'll go on to that because I want to talk about Tielemans quickly because obviously Romano's come out and said it's going to have no effect on the Tielemans deal, and I'm struggling with how he's going to fit into the team because obviously we don't know what's going on with Xhaka. Tielemans is obviously still being mentioned. We've got Odegaard, we've got Smith Rowe. So I'm just trying to figure out where he's going to fit in.
It looks like Arteta's doing the B-Tech Pep thing where he's just going to flood it with like some midfielders and just take it from there. That's all I can assume because, as you're saying, there's quite a lot of players in those sort of positions. I mean, he's a great player. I'm just trying. As I'm speaking to you, I'm just trying to think how would we utilize him to his fullest. That part I don't know. Do you know what? I think it's best to get the players first.
Yeah, and then we'll figure that one out. Yeah, yeah. No, definitely. But I do like what I see by the profile, and I said this. I tweeted this yesterday saying, "Look, I'm going to trust the recruitment, and then I'm going to, as long as they're wearing the badge, I'm going to support them, and that's all we can do as fans. And hopefully, we've found the right gem there. It's about 35 million. If it's around 35 million, does that concern you in any way, or?
That's, to be honest, one, it's not my money, but two, if that's the price, and if more importantly, if that's the player that we've identified to fit into whatever system we've got, then let's get him. Obviously, not going to pay 70 million for him, but it sounds fair. Do you know what I mean? If you're buying a British player, you'd be paying much more than that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you would be, yeah, no, for sure.
So, I haven't got a problem with the money, that aspect. I mean, I don't know how much wages he'll be on and all of that stuff, but again, that's for the club to sort of work out. I'll put my faith into them to sort it out and not make the mistakes they made before, putting on people on some crazy high wages.
But he must have been. This must have been in the works for some time now. For how quickly it's moving in the last 24 hours, when we first heard about it. It's obviously been going on for some time. They've obviously, like you said, identified him, and they want him in the team. So we're going to trust it. So we're going to move on to Gabriel Jesus. Apparently, rumours are the bid's been accepted by Man City, 50 million. That's what they asked for, and Arsenal obviously made the bid for. That's it. At the start, I weren't too sure about it, but the more I look at it, it just makes sense to me.
What is it you weren't sure of at first? What the type of player who he is, or the price, or?
Well, whether he can be that main number 9, because obviously there's talk that he'll probably be the only striker we do buy in the summer. We'll go on to Nketiah later because we've seen about numbers, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, he will be the main guy, and the more I watched him towards the end of the season in the Champions League as well, he was banging, and I saw a stat where he his goal scoring frequency is probably one of the best in the league's history. So he's only second to Aguero. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's got to be good, right?
No, he's a good player. You can't deny that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure why people have a problem with him. Every time you see him there, he more or less he causes problems. Like, I mean, I don't follow City like that, but the vibe I get is that he wasn't getting a fair run in sometimes. But and you know how Pep is with forwards. Even Aguero didn't get a fair run in at some points, and the stats were still crazy.
It's true.
Actually, talking about City, it'll be interesting to see how they do now with their new striker. Will they treat him like a striker, or will they give him that same treatment as the others? But we'll
That
see.
will be interesting. Yeah. No, definitely. And I think another thing that people are having problems with is I think I could say a lot of Arsenal fans have changed their mind on Jesus and they're going to welcome him. And the other thing is maybe they're concerned about the price. They think, it's 50 million too much. He's got a year left on his contract. But we're talking about a Premier League proven goal scorer here, aren't we? So I think 50 million is probably fair.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, in that when you put it like that, I mean, he's still was he 20 mid-20s, is he?
25.
Yeah, so he's not like he's touching 30 and you're paying all that. But yeah, no, it's. I'll take him. I mean, I still don't know how we use him properly, get the best out of him. As I've said before, our system doesn't seem to cater for the forwards. Like we create chances for everyone else, but the forwards, unless you're going to create your own goals, you're going to suffer. You saw it for Aubameyang. Everyone's like, he's finished. He moved on, scored goals. So clearly he wasn't finished. The system probably just didn't agree with that style of player. So it would be interesting to see if we can, whoever we get up front, just want to be able to utilize them and not have that problem. If you check out goals, it was bad last season from forward players, from centre forwards.
I think as well, and you kind of touched on it, but he was playing in a Man City team that have a similar system to what we're trying to do with Arteta. Obviously, Arteta knows him from his time at Man City and identifies him that he can do this. He can do this. He's scoring goals for Man City, so why can't he do it for us? And also as well, he gives us that versatility for the front line where he can play the left or right. So he offers something a little bit different to what Eddie does. Although I think Eddie could probably do the same. I don't know, but Gabriel Jesus you trust more than Eddie. As simple as that.
Yeah.
And I think with a string of games together, I actually think we could probably see a better version of him. And he plays for Brazil, so
that's big.
Must be doing something right. So yeah, how are you excited about the idea of him coming out? How would you rate the transfer if and when it eventually goes through?
To be honest, if you think of it this way as well, we're not in the Champions League, so the level of players that you can get is going to be a lot less than if you were in the Champions League. You've got a player that's Man City, one of the best teams in the world. And on top of that, as you said before, Arteta has a system that he's kind of copying Pep. He knows this guy will fit that system. So with all that in together, I'll take him, and let's see what happens. Yeah, it's a positive. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying, I'm bang excited. I'm not saying I don't want him. I'm like, you know what? It's a good thing. It's a very big positive to get that player. Considering where we are at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the problem is as well is if you look deep, is there really that many great strikers around that we can actually go and get? Even if we were in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? It's very limited. The market's very limited. And I think the striker role is somewhat changing a bit. It's probably the system we're playing in. So it's going to be quite difficult. If we missed out on him, who do we then bring in?
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? As you say that, it's like, well, who? Then you're going to start going to what? No disrespect, but you got your what's his name for Brentford? Tony's and them kind of players who you're just hoping that they might blossom when you buy them, and I don't really want to risk that. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, no. And are you with me? And I think we should still get another striker, but with a different profile. We need like you mentioned Tony, and I said DCL. Maybe one of these guys who's quite big. You throw him in the box, kind of player. That it's going to be games where you need that.
Yeah, most definitely. I'll take them in addition to what we're trying to get, just not as the lone and only striker that we get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's what I'm going to say. I think we do need to get a second striker, but it's just whether we're doing what would be our option in the front once. Because for me, Gabriel Jesus and Nketiah seem kind of similar to me. We just need that big target man in the box. Like if it's the game's nitty gritty and in the final minutes of the game and we need to get a goal, I just can't. I look at our team and who's that guy?
Yeah, yeah. That's where you would go to those teams like Brentford and that and take one of their best players, or them kind of players. I mean, there's a few in the league. I can't think of any at the moment. There's a few in the league that people are mentioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of target players, as you say. Plan B, if you need to win a bit RB, or actually, who have we got that's a big aerial threat? Just crossing it in the last minute. You need someone to just get their head on that.
Our defenders, Gabriel.
I don't know if he's going to do that. He's acrobatic, but I don't know if he's that guy.
But El Neni only scores screamers. Doesn't edit the ball, does he?
Nah. So
bounces off that air, doesn't it?
Quick question, actually. If we haven't got a target man, do you think we should still be whipping the ball in like constantly? Because we've done that.
No, it clearly doesn't work.
No.
it clearly doesn't work. I don't know, but then look, with these, we're first week into the window opening, so and you know what, we're doing bits already, and this is something we don't usually see with Arsenal.
Yeah, that's positive.
So I am very encouraged by what I'm seeing at the moment. With a deal pretty much done, Jesus looking very, very close, and Tielemans still being mentioned, and then who knows what after that? Because after that, that's 110 million.
Yeah.
Rumor is that we've got probably another 50 million to spend after that, and then whatever we make from sales. So I don't know. It's I know it's going to be a quick window. It's still going to feel like a long one. That's for sure. Let's go to some of these comments, and then we're going to go on to another rumor that I've heard this morning. Thanks to James. Yes, Munzie, welcome. Thanks for tuning in, sir. Despite the fact that you are a Man United fan. Football always said he's quite similar to Bernardo Silva. If you need a comparison, that's referring to Fabio Vieira. Already clear of KDB, says Nigerian Englishman's son. Okay, all right. Let's just slow down a little bit there. What's he like? And Gary, good to see you there, sir. Good morning there. Good morning to you over there across the pond. Thanks for tuning in at this hour. Much appreciated. Right, so I've seen links this morning to Ajax defender Lisandro Martinez. Now, this is a confusing one for me because for Ajax, I believe for pretty much all the season, he's been playing as a left-sided defender. Would he want to play back up to Gabriel, is the question. He's started every game and has been quite solid.
Yeah. But we can have, what's the name's coming back? Saliba.
We've got Saliba holding still, and then so maybe, I would say we need a fifth choice perhaps, but I just don't see Martinez wanting to be part of that. I'm pretty sure he'd want to go into a team where he was going to be starting, and with Ajax, he's already in the Champions League. Yeah,
I mean, would you take him if it's legit?
I would, depending on the price, but he does look very solid. Is it a competition thing? But then again, he's quite versatile. He can play at left back, and he can also play at holding midfield. So maybe that's another versatility thing. So you can say if Partey's injured, he can tuck in there. I don't know. We've obviously El Neni's signed. He's still there. Lukonga, we don't know what's happening with him. So it all depends where he's willing to play. If he's willing to play second fiddle to Gabriel, because it would be Gabriel more than it would be White or Saliba.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one. What about you? Would you take him?
Like you said, I'll take anyone to a decent level. But the question is, if they're gonna clash and they want. Yeah, how do you know what? As I'm saying it, it's very hard to get 3 or 4 players in the same position who have some who are willing to just be as you say, second fiddle, just be on the bench. It's hard to find those kind of players. So if you can get quality who's willing to do that, great. I don't know if we're at a team in a position to attract players to say, look, come Arsenal, sit on the bench. I don't know, especially if they've got Champions League football, as you said already. So I'll take him, but whether the player's happy, that's the part I can't figure out.
I mean, look, I know we're going to be back in Europe. We're going to have a lot more games, especially with the World Cup thrown in between. There's going to be piled up. It's going to be crazy. And obviously, we've seen the fixtures that come out yesterday. We're going to need it in October and April, especially because of the games we've got there. So say for in April, we're still in Europa League and maybe the FA Cup. There's too many games there. So I kind of get it. But it's a case of, are these players willing to be, as we said, second fiddle? I don't know. What I do like, though, from what I've seen from this window, is we're being linked to a lot of players who are quite versatile, and I do like that. And I think that's key for a successful team. You need to have strength and quality and versatility.
Yeah, most
And
definitely.
I think we talked about Fabio Vieira, of course, joining, and he can play anywhere from up top to the midfield and even on the wings. Obviously, there's been links with Zinchenko. You've seen him for Ukraine. He plays in midfield. For City, he plays at left back. Obviously, we do need that cover for Tierney because he's made of glass.
Yeah.
And there's obviously links with Hickey, who can play left and right. So I do like the kind of players that we're going for, the profile of players, the versatility they give us, and the some qualities that they do have. So I do like what I'm seeing. It's just again a case of, are these players willing to because they've all got their preferences to play in certain areas. Of course they do.
Yeah.
It's just a case of, are they willing to be second fiddle, third fiddle, whatever.
Yeah, we'll have to see. What do you think of the fixture list? I mean, City's what, our 7th game or 8th game, is it?
And then, something like that. We reacted yesterday, and I think like our first 5 opening fixtures, we couldn't ask for better. After the last few
winnable.
Had.
But they are winnable if we're on our game. I mean, the last few games of the season obviously was not great. So if we continue that form, then we're stuffed for the beginning. But if we continue the majority of our form last season, we can get some results in those games. But it's I can't tell how we're going to be. Because at the moment, look at the England players. We've got Saka and those guys. They're looking a bit exhausted. Then we've got all these few new players that we're supposed to be getting. So pre-season's going to be telling. We need to see how we gel, and then we'll know. Do you know what? We can start the beginning of the season.
I think Edu and Arteta have realised that, the season's starting earlier, so the pre-season is going to be early. The games are going to be coming thick and fast. So moving now is the right thing to do.
Yeah, 100%. It makes sense. Do you remember in the past, we used to do our business after the season started, like on the last day of the transfer window, and it's like, why? Why would you do that?
And then there was that season where we clearly needed loads of transfers, and we ended up with Petr Cech.
Oh yeah, of course.
That was probably the worst summer in terms of transfers I can remember. Not because Cech was bad, but we needed more. It was obvious.
Was that second to Leicester that season?
It was that, I think it was that summer, wasn't it? Yeah.
It shows I remember everyone else was in transition, going through issues. Just to get a quick league win under your belt, a league title under your belt, you could have just bought a couple of players. We probably would have edged it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, look, I'm pleased that we're moving quick now.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, the patience of the Arsenal fans. You see the Twitter announce players when the window only just opened. Getting the fact that we've already signed Matt Turner, who comes to us in July, and Marquinhos from Sao Paulo. So, and I know they're not really players to be excited about, but we are signing players.
Yeah,
and we are trying to get some depth in this team. So, yeah, look, I'm encouraged by what I see. I just hope that we do get the other 2 deals done quickly as well, because look, we're lucky no one's coming in for Tielemans at the moment, but there are teams around for Gabriel Jesus, and I think we need to get that one done first. Then we get Tielemans done, and then we'll see what's what after that. Get some sales in, and then we can strengthen further. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting summer, but I like what I'm seeing. How about you?
Yeah. I don't like looking at too many other teams, but Bazuma, did you want a player like him at the time, or did you think we should have gone for him? Or
I'll be honest, I wasn't too fussed about Bazuma. I don't want to talk about what's going on in but maybe that was in the minds of some of the guys at Arsenal, which I can understand that. And there's a lot more players in that position that are available compared to with the striker situation. So
yeah.
And I think Lokonga probably does need a loan, but don't we want Lokonga to develop into a player like him? Is that the whole reason why we bought him?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think that's why he stayed, is to help with Lokonga's development as well as being backup to a party. That's how I look at it anyway.
Yeah, that's the oldest one in the book. You get experience with the youngsters, and that's how it. There has been times where we didn't have that, but we've got that now in a few places, in a few positions. So, yeah, they can help develop him, as you say, that would be nice if he blossomed into a gem.
And I think Elneny, he's shown how professional he is, and he's clearly loved by the players and the staff. So I think he could learn from not to be at Elneny's level, because I think Elneny knows his level, but to give him that experience and the motivation as well. And I think that's going to be key for a player like Lokonga, who, let's not forget, was captain of Anderlecht. And to be captain of Anderlecht, you got to be decent.
Yeah, you got to have some qualities. Do you know what I mean?
At that age as well. So, like I said, I'm encouraged. I think we're gonna call it a day there. It's been great.
Quick question. What do you think about the number 14 shirt, man?
Oh yeah, we were going to go on to that, and I'm glad you brought it up. It's sickening, really. I know Eddie went on a fantastic run at the tail end of the season, and I want him to succeed. Don't get it twisted. I want him to be the guy we thought he was going to be. And he's still, is he young? Was he 23?
He still has room to grow. Do you know what I mean?
He still has room to grow, and I think to give him the 14 shirt, I mean, look, I was a bit skeptical of them giving Smith Rowe the number 10 quite quickly as well. So
yeah, they gave it to him quick.
And I love Smith Rowe, by the way. So not that I say I don't love Nketiah, but
I know what you're saying. Iconic shirt. Right,
maybe he the 14 does something to him, and we see a new Eddie Nketiah. I mean, I don't know. I know it's close.
The league, and then the kit bag's there, and you're like, oh, I'll take 12, I'll take 15, and like you just take a shirt. That's how it feels. If I'm just getting numbers for fun, man, you got to earn it. Man. You be the guy to get those numbers. But as you say, let's hope it inspires him to become a beast.
You never know. Look, and like I said, we saw him towards the end of last season where he's had a string of games together, and he was doing all right actually. So
yeah,
I don't think he's that guy. I don't think anyone does. But we'll see. Look,
let's support our players. And
look, Walcott wore the number, and he wasn't too bad. So, do you know what I mean? So, your brother's here saying hello, and he'll be making his full debut soon. We promise. Is our second signing of the summer here on the Armory TV. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. If you're rewatching this, give us your comments. Let us know what you think about the whole Fabio Vieira deal, the links with Jesus, Tielemans, Lisandro Martinez. We'd love to hear what you got to say. 9 times out of 10, one of us will get back to you straight away. But yeah, Damos, how was it? Full debut.
That was all good, man.
You had cameo at the end of the season, but this was your first full stream.
The crowd was supportive, and you know what I mean. It's been good. It's been good here.
No. We look forward to seeing you on this channel more and more. People have been asking, where's Canners and Gumser these days? They are very busy with work at the moment. That's all I'm going to tell you, but they are going to be back very, very soon. It's just one of those ones where everything happens at once, but they'll be back, I promise you. But yeah, we've been the Armory TV. Fabio Vieira is a gunner, and we are out of here. Cheers, Damo.
Nice one.